bonnie lies over the ocean. My bonnie lies over the sea. My bonnie lies over the ocean. Oh, bring back my bonnie to me. Hey everybody, it's episode 8 of season 2 of Black Sails. Last time fun fact about the last episode, it was entirely nighttime during that entire episode, from start to finish. I noticed that when I was going back editing it. Eleanor rescued Abigail from Vane, much to his anger and disappointment and threats. So they've split off as a unit, and Abigail's now in the possession of Flint, who intends to take her to her father to win favor and maybe do something with the, turning Nassau into something a bit more legitimate. At the very end of the episode, Guthrie was stopped on the road by mysterious people. We'll find out more about that. Silver bribed the people who were watching the beach, the Urca gold, to say that the gold's gone. Spanish came, they loaded it into a new ship, they set sail, they're gone. Where in reality, some sickness came upon the Spanish people on the beach, and there's barely any of them left. And that gold is ripe for the taking for anybody with a crew, and who knows where it is. So Silver went to Max to bring her in on this whole deal, and maybe she can, we can arrange some sort of expedition to get this gold. Now, will it be as simple as that? Probably not, but we'll find out. I think that was most of it. Anne went through a bit of a rough first half of the episode, but by the end, Max had, brought her in, offered her a new position. So her future is brighter than it was at the start of the last episode. And I think Jack was still coming back, so he wasn't in the episode, back from his first mission. And Hornigold and Dufresne joined forces near the end, after Billy had turned on Dufresne. Billy came back from being tortured, with the guy offering pardons to 8 other members of the crew, or 9 other members, who would aid in the capture of Flint. But Billy's like, screw these guys. And Dufresne, screw you for finding these guys that we can't trust. Unfortunately, he left Dufresne alive, so he's going to be causing mischief and havoc for the rest of the show until he's dealt with, or until his mind is changed. But until that point, a lot of things in the air at the moment, a lot of pieces, a lot of people going in different directions, and let's see where this episode brings us. Smooth transition into the start of this episode. Just perfectly worded. And let's watch it. Maybe I needed some sort of regular starting. Let's get into it. Let's start it. Or, customized. Yo ho. Let's not do anything crazy. Whatever comes to mind, comes to mind. That's the best way to do it. So yeah, no skeletons in this show so far. It's not a supernatural show, which is probably for the best. Hey, Abigail, what you scared about? Is this a flashback to when she was captured? Hello.
Last night was the first of my journey home.
How far is this
I find myself
place?
in the custody of another band of pirates. But so far these men have treated me civilly.
That dude's a good dude.
Though they... But it is only an illusion. And a fragile one at that.
He's giving her the look. He's giving her that, if I wasn't under orders from Flint.
Theatre for my benefit. Orchestrated by someone so awful. Even monsters such as these have no choice but to dance to the tune he plays for them.
Who are you talking about, Abigail? Just my Harry Potter fanfiction.
She was writing about me.
Do you think?
Obviously.
Question is, will Peter recognize either one of us?
Good question. Is that Jack's second in command? Hello.
How in the fuck
Mm-hmm.
am I supposed to prepare to carry 5 million pieces of eight across an ocean without anybody knowing I'm doing it?
I don't know, but perhaps if you asked a little louder, there might be someone on the moon who could help you.
I told him I needed to refigure how she was carrying her weight.
Is that something one does?
No.
It's all I could think of. Begun to address the issue of where we put all that gold, much less defend it.
Good point.
I mean,
We can get it, but can we keep it?
this is...
We've all come too far to let an opportunity like this pass us by. Would you not agree?
Just keep your shit together, okay?
Is it possible for two men, days removed from unending wealth, to be any less happy?
I understand.
Right?
They don't have it yet.
But are you angry with Anne for leaving, or are you angry with me for offering her the opportunity?
For so many years, I knew her. Perhaps the only one who truly knew her. But for weeks, with everything we've been through, everything she's done, she's fucking mystery to me. So now I realize two things are possible. One, something has changed within her, something so significant that she's turned into someone I barely recognize. Or two, it's a fantasy that I ever knew her at all.
He's seeing it too harshly on either side. Anne didn't know who she was herself, so the person he knew was her for that time. She's changed now, but doesn't invalidate their friendship, their years together, or that he knew her for those years. This one we can't trust.
I'm here to see the lady of the house.
Oh, I think I know who this is. It's the
Morning, dear.
original. Yeah, there she is.
What do you have for me?
Revenge.
The quartermaster, Featherstone. Entered in a huff, left in a huff.
Could you make out their words?
Something about
Mom,
gold.
you know I am a... Nan, the lady is here.
Oh, she's prominent in this episode.
There is something afoot at the inn, and I believe you'll want to know it too.
Next item! And they announced to the crowd that this...
When Captain Flint first arrived on this island, he gained influence faster than any man I'd seen before. Was he knew the power of a story, and how to harness it to his own ends.
Silver's a good
Man there, I would
storyteller.
argue, may very well be his equal.
You know it isn't even his.
He stole the story.
The pirate story is Bernard's. Heard him tell it before. Can't trust a fucking thing out of his mouth.
But the power of the telling, that is clearly his. At the moment, he's using it to help the captain. But God help us if he ever realizes what else he could use it to accomplish.
Oh, I think he's already ahead of you on that one.
What's the crowd cheering? The people of Charlestown are eager to see you and me dead. We will need to be focused and at our best.
Yeah! That means you. Especially you. Especially this guy.
What the hell was that?
You said if we told Flint the gold was gone, you get another crew to go back and get it.
Yeah.
We could have a bigger share.
Do you want that share? Stop laughing.
No one's asking questions. No one knows shit, so leave me alone about it.
Hopefully nobody's overhearing this conversation. How about you? What do you think?
Man has the potential to be a very real problem for the two of us.
Can we kill him? Is that what they have in mind? Did that guy just say,
The other day,
I'll
I
do it?
received word that Charlotte had left the island. Ran off with a man in the middle of the night.
What's in the
What is
box?
Charlotte's savings. And less than a day later, news arrives that the Urca gold is no longer to be won.
You see, they're
This morning,
on the right track for the wrong
Captain Rackham's
reasons.
ship emptied the entire contents of its hold onto the island.
Well,
Started loading up with fresh water.
they know that.
I believe that right now, she and her partners are preparing to retrieve it. The thieves and their like would flourish here, and your plans for this place would be doomed to failure. You have to stop her.
And then you suggested. Might take some maneuvering. He'd prefer not to do in the dark, but he thinks the men are,
Tell him I'm gonna
Billy and Abigail, they're gonna hook up.
Get her home.
See the look she was giving him?
His name is Billy, in case you were wondering.
Seems out of place here.
He's one of the good ones, Abigail.
Like someone I might have known back home in London.
I always thought this journey would end in battle. A fight.
Might still do.
Preserve the things we... But there are some things that Captain Flint has done that cannot be defended.
Correct.
I will make...
Why are we up here?
And the moment he reveals...
Oh, the rope's gonna snap.
Is
he gonna die?
It won't matter for much if he gets the three of us killed. I know.
Which is why I...
Well, if you can think of something to say to him to get him to fall in line.
Say to him. Ain't we past that now?
Yeah, he's dead.
Past it.
What you asked me to do? Wasn't the point to solve the problem for good?
What the hell are you talking?
This brings suspicion more on their heads if something happens to one of them or both of them. It was all going so nicely.
What about this? We anchor the ship off the southern coast. A team of men excavate a trench inland.
Bury it?
Keep the location secret and
Buried
rotate
treasure?
men in watches
Very
to
piratey.
keep it under guard.
Draw a map to
Your
it.
answer is where to... What are you saying?
Where does one store a fortune in gold coins? In a goddamn fort.
Please go with him so he doesn't get killed.
The only way to truly ensure that the Urca gold doesn't return here is to eliminate everyone with a knowledge of where it is and how to retrieve it.
That's a lot of people.
It's not as if you haven't done it before.
See, I said Silver should probably kill both of them, but that would be a terrible idea.
I thought you'd made it clear what I was to do.
He gave...
Could you have thought that?
The secret code,
You
remember?
said he could sink us. And he gave me a look.
And he gave you a nod back. You should have seen it.
Let me see.
I listen to Flint because you tell me it's in my interests. I listen to you because I know you give a shit about my interests. And I'm the only one thinks that way.
Silver realizes the new power he holds over a lot of the crew. He's ingratiated himself to them. He's become one of them more than he ever thought he would. He sees himself still as outside of the group, but they all see him as this central figure in their crew.
From across an ocean, it is hard to know what the new world is.
I met a guy called Billy. He gave me
All I knew
a look
were
with
the
his
stories
eyes.
It would seem these monsters are men.
Maybe she sees the humanity in that guy. First she saw a monster, now she sees a real guy. This shot is great,
My father.
isn't it?
I have to tell these people that which I have kept from them. What I know. The ship which was attacked was named the Maria Lane.
Oh, that's... We know what this is.
Thought there was one particular victim. It was Alfred Hamilton.
Ooh. That's who it was. That makes sense.
Motive unclear.
Revenge.
The intent apparently dark. He said the act was completely incompatible with civilized society. That he would dedicate his life to eradicating it.
And you're telling us this when we're so close to Charleston?
When you return me to Charlestown, turn around and sail away.
Go away. No deal.
As long as we don't come any further, they know we're no threat.
Okay.
This only works if we can make it clear that we have absolutely no intention of shooting at anyone today.
What if they start shooting at us?
Doug. I see no reason for you to take that risk. None that I am willing to...
It was my fault.
She sent him
I'm
on
the
a
one who
mission?
learned Alfred Hamilton was a passenger on that ship. If you're going to face judgment behind
They're
those
in it
walls,
together.
then so should I. For if anyone is responsible for what happened that day, it's me.
We kind of had that impression from the previous season too, that she had directed him.
Are you Captain Vane? I'm not Charles Vane. I have no demands. But I do have a request.
An audience, please. Okay, she's along with him. Good, I think that's a better plan. And she can keep Flint from... She can be that. Remember that? In episode 1?
And you wish an audience with Lord Ash?
Is that going to be a problem?
I do.
They could just forcibly take Abigail.
In place before the governor arrived.
Kill Flint.
Raiders routinely, you see, he made these people unafraid.
No!
Abigail, do you want to step in?
If anything...
Stop!
She has power.
And if you strike him again, my father will know you did so after I made this clear to you.
Perfect. Good job, Abigail. I forgive you for your boring letters. It's blue, da ba dee da. Yep. He's not like, how dare you get kidnapped? Good start. If nothing else, he saved you a ransom. Good. He's not... He's smiling.
Welcome to Charlestown.
James? Fort! Let us in, we've got a proposition.
It stands to reason.
Anybody in
that
there?
if those 40... What are you doing?
Can you
Wondering
close?
why it's so quiet in there.
It's very quiet though, isn't it?
There's one possibility. The other is that they're no longer in there.
It's empty.
Talking about this ship is still in the bay.
Let's take the fort. Ooh. Vultures? Are they all dead? Did Vane just literally kill everybody in the fort? It's not Vane. Are you supposed to think it's Vane? Is that Guthrie? It's her father. And I was just saying in the last episode that they had a nice scene together now that he wasn't speaking.
And as I am free, I hereby claim the same for Nassau. Richard Guthrie was engaged in an effort to see her return to the rule of the king.
So, Vane and
See
Elder?
the yoke returned. He betrayed
They're not
Nassau,
sleeping together for a while.
and thus
So that's who ambushed Guthrie at the end of the last episode.
Captain Flint's attention will be so very occupied on the danger that is Charlestown, and in a state of apprehension, which the last thing any of them will be watching is the water.
It's gonna take the ship
I made clear,
from under him?
price for the gun, one way or another. I was going to claim it, and once I do, I'll be returning to Nassau to settle the rest of my accounts.
Good. The only question I have is about Flint and Miranda are safely in Charleston talking to Ash, Peter Ash. But Billy, Scott, Silver, Randall. That's all I care about. No, guy with the teeth, samurai guy. Those 6 people. If they can jump off the ship or join Vane, good. It's not all bad news for Eleanor. She does get her fort back. Is Hornigold around with Dufresne? Does he want his word back? The fort's just open for business. Eleanor's father, from the first episode to right now, possibly one of my least favourite characters. Every scene he was in was a bit flat. So getting rid of him, no big loss to the story. Big loss for Eleanor herself. But I remember a few episodes ago I was like, why can't he just leave her do her thing, just stay out of it. Now I get my wish. He's out of it. Vane is going to get a ship, he's going to come back. It's a lot worse for her, but we'll see how we deal with this. There's a lot of things happening now. Abigail's back. That's fine. But the Ark of Gold and the Jack and Vane and the warship, that's all interconnected, and the fate of Nassau and Eleanor's leadership and the dynamic and clash she has with Max and the old runner of the brothel. She wasn't running it, but she was running it. I think she might have only just been back in it for this episode, sneakily spying for Eleanor. Yeah, everything's very interwoven now. There's very few stories that are just on their own. Everybody's involved in little bits of everything. And if they all just joined together, one big happy family, they could all get the gold. They could all prosper. And we could just put the history and the recriminations, just put behind us. And all live out our lives as pirates until civilization comes and piracy goes extinct. But it doesn't have to happen in this show or for this story. So episode 9, Vane's on his way. He's going to take the ship, or he's going to try and take the ship. Without Flint on the ship, he might be successful. Some of the crew may turn. Some may die. Silver will survive. Randall will survive. Bailey will survive. Scott will survive. And, what's his name? You know the dude I'm talking about. Dufresne's friend on the boat, who's in charge of navigating. I know his name. It's just not coming to me. Yeah. So I'm gonna go watch that right now, and I will see you back here next time when we watch episode 9 of season 2. Good season so far. Looks like it's going to be a good end of season 2. And yeah, see you then.